Good morning, peoples. We have today did a bit of tidying up. Unfortunately, you want to sweep these cars up off the floor most of the time. Hence our friendly George and the usual deposits in the ground. You've seen on the last videos that I did about dismantling the doors. Ideally, that's to make it a little bit lighter. And we went through setting this door. Now, this door itself, once it was stripped, is actually rotten as a pear. And I really mean rotten, so you stay inside. So we won't be repairing this door as originally planned. This door has actually been replaced, and one of the other club members has kindly sourced me another door for the side. So we're all set, but in the meantime, while I'm waiting on getting that at the National, which this year is in Perth, and I'm still wanting to get on with the sills, which I hope to start cutting next week. So the doors need to be set in place. They're basically my benchmark for checking if the shell ends up being twisted. Now on this one, we're pretty much square most of the way around. So we should be good. We're going to get it to where we need to be. This panel will be replaced from here down. The full wing will be replaced, so we have a little bit of leeway on what we can do as regards setting those gaps. You'll see when we go to the other door that from the factory, the doors were never perfect. The quest to have the perfect fitting door and shut gaps in an amp, you'll get them reasonably good. I've never seen one that's perfect. I must have spent days at DDG, days at JDL. They still won't fit perfect. But however, when you're doing this, it's very, very important that the door does actually sit and set properly. We have a makeshift shim down the bottom. Some people say that shims should not be required. Well, that's, as you'll have seen in the previous videos, these hinge pins have been now oversized twice because of the amount of wear in the original door. Now, best intentions in the world, I could have possibly skewed when I reamed them, and that's the reason for the shim. But of course, the other reason for the shim is that the door weight has eventually pulled out this part of the A-pillar with it being so weak. This new door plate is not something I've made up. These are actually remade by Colin Rooney, CA Restorations. So if you're looking for these, just give Col a shout. I have ones on both sides, perfect fit. Threads are all correct. Sit very, very well. So I've not had to do any major manipulation on this door other than set the hinge pins. When the hinge pins were bad, this actually hung down to about here, and this stuck well out in the bottom. So this has got one door sitting under its own weight quite happily with all the lines set up. And this is the worst side. This is the side that had the cover sill. So what's at the back is gone. So it would have been the weakest side. Now, I'm about to go and set this door, which is the one that I stripped and did the hinge pins on the last video. Unfortunately, I had to cut a few clips out of that as the first set of hinge pins came out very easily. The hinge pins that came out of this one, I had to fight tooth and nail. It was absolutely terrible, the fight that that those put up, which is more typical of getting them out of an amp than the first video I did, where half a dozen taps with a big hammer and they were out. So at least we've got two versions. The second one, not one I prepared earlier, and certainly gave me a bit of a challenge. And some of the other issues we find on doors is the crack here. Now, when that's there, and you start looking around the door, it has all the same issues as the other side as regards rot. Not quite as bad all the way up to the door pockets, so this one might be able to be saved. I certainly have the replacement skins supplied from Express Panels to use, but I think I'm actually going to go and see if I can find a better door to start with than this one, because I've already trial fitted this door onto this side, and actually the whole door sits too low. And if you look at the lines from here to here, the whole door sits low, and strangely enough it sits the same distance down. But unfortunately, when I was setting the door, I'm unable to bring the door up, or the hinge, far enough here to get it up so that it runs correctly with the lines on this side. Now if it was out on this side, we could do things like shims and whatnot, but actually coming up to here and hitting it when it's never been modified at the factory to make it fit makes me think that potentially that door at some point has been replaced. Because when I set the hinges in here, this surface comes up and hits that bottom hinge, and I can't get the height to adjust it up. Now that door looks like the original door. It's the same colour inside, it has the same sort of wear and rust and rot as the passenger side, and I suspect that it actually left the factory like that, or the door's been replaced. We could probably have a bit of a bet on that one, but I think the favourite would actually need to be it left the factory like that with a badly fitting door. Now, I would like to get this door on it and at least use it for panel lineup left to right, so I want the door sitting in the frame. Currently it sits too low here, sits too low here, and too low here, but I do not have the adjustment up. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take the die grinder. I'm just going to take a little bit, as we can see on the panels, the circle at the back, the aperture doesn't match with the square opening here, so I'm just going to open that up a little, because I really only need about 5mm here. So I'm just going to take a little bit out the top of these sections. Unfortunately in a Mark 1, unlike the Chrysler ones, we can't get in here to move that plate, which is lucky it'll droop down, and the bottom's going to be easy enough. I'm just going to take the die grinder and just take a very, very small groove out of that, just so I can get the door height adjusted up a little bit. And then to match, I'm actually going to take the grinder with a flat disc here to here to remove some material on the top of the hinge, just so I don't have to modify any of the inside of the A-pillar body. If we end up using this door, it'll be set and repaired. If we don't use the door, no harm, no foul. It can just go in the bin. So, time for some die grinding.